everybody. How's everybody doing? Hope you guys are having a good night. If you can hear me okay in the YouTube chat and Periscope chat, please send me a little chat there. Let me know. I would really appreciate it. Trying to get a handle on sound and everything. All right, it looks like we're good on YouTube and Periscope. If you guys can hear me okay, let me center my webcam here. That's annoying. There we go. Now I'm in the center of the screen. That was awkward. All right, thumbs up in YouTube chat, thumbs up in Periscope chat. So it seems like you guys can hear me just fine. So welcome to Comfy Stream number 4. We've officially been doing this for an entire month now, so I'm actually super excited. I decided, since it's the month-iversary, is it okay to give it a girly nickname like that? I don't know. I decided, since this marks a month of me doing comfy streams, that I would actually make a topic for this one that I was going to talk about. So I'll wait a little bit, say hi to all you guys popping in here. Please, if you're on YouTube, give this a thumbs up for me, the video. And if you're on the Periscope, if you're on Twitter, if you could retweet, like and retweet, that would be awesome. I really think what I'm going to talk about tonight is a pretty important topic, and it's something that a lot of people my age and even older really struggle with. And so please retweet this and give me a thumbs up on YouTube if you want to, or you cannot, and you can just hang out. Up to you guys. So let's hang out for a little bit. I'm gonna let people trickle in. Let's just hang out for like 5 minutes, since I was late to my own live stream in typical Mac fashion. And let's just hang out for a little bit till we get into what's going on here. It's Tyler Knox's birthday on YouTube. Happy birthday, dude. It's not a comfy stream unless I'm in a beanbag chair. I mean, I have a beanbag chair right next to me, but it's not high enough for you guys to be able to see me. So unless I like sit my computer on the floor, which I'm not gonna do, I can't sit in a beanbag. But thanks, Anthony, on YouTube. So speaking of being a boomer and being late to my own live streams, did you guys see the little intro screen that I had popping up with the stream starting soon? Was the music level good on that? How was that? Was the transition okay for you guys? Did it look okay? Anybody that's been to one of these streams before knows I'm trash at technology, and I probably struggled for 20 minutes last stream to try to show my Twitter to you guys, and I couldn't. So I'll adjust that. I'm kind of playing with stream stuff, volume, stuff like that. So that's something that I will improve upon, hopefully. So these are just comfy streams. This isn't going to be anything fancy. I'm not like a pro streamer. I'm not like a Twitch thot. Like, I'm not doing this for a living. So I'm not too concerned about it. I don't want to have an intro popping up that's blasting your guys' ears out. So yeah. Oh, somebody on Periscope said it's also their uncle's birthday, and he's turning 42. So like, happy birthday to your uncle, I guess. All right. Rob in the YouTube chat's asking if I'm running StreamYard or Restream. I'm running Restream. I tried to run StreamYard, and it's really great, and actually I still think I give them money every month because I really love what they're doing, just because I want to support them. But for right now, I'm on Restream. I haven't quite figured out if you can stream to multiple platforms on StreamYard or not, but I love the guys that run it over there, and I think they're doing a really great job. So for right now, I'm using Restream. I'm open to switching to other things. Like I'm using OBS, but like I might switch to something else. I don't know. This is pretty intuitive though, so, and I'm not doing anything fancy. So for right now, I think OBS is good, but it seems to work okay. So for now, that's what I'm using. And yes, I use OBS. Colton in YouTube chat was asking if I use OBS. All right. Oh, I saw Speedster Alex in the Periscope chat is also asking me what I think of the Molyneux versus Dyer thing. I haven't been watching Molyneux's debates because I'm going to be really honest with you. The only Molyneux content that I actually watch anymore is his call-in shows, and he doesn't really do those very often anymore. At least to me, it doesn't seem like he does them as often as he used to. Because I find the stuff in the call-in streams sometimes, one, entertaining, and two, just like interesting conversations. But I have no idea what's going on with this debate series that he's doing, nor do I care. If I'm going to see a debate online, I want to see people like tear each other apart and like get nasty, because that is a girly thing I like, is drama TV. So if there's not tea, I'm not interested. At least not when it comes to debates. So no, I don't know anything about the Dyer versus Molyneux debate. I don't even know what topic they're doing. I know he's been doing this debate series, but I don't know. Colton in the YouTube chat said, Mac likes blood sports. Yeah, I do love me some internet blood sports. It's a guilty pleasure. I cannot deny that. Tyler said, I see you're a fellow blood sports fan. How did you guys know? Oh, Rob says that you can stream to multiple platforms if you pay on StreamYard. So I don't know, maybe I'll look into that. I really like the guys over at StreamYard. I think they're trying to do a solid, like, actual listen to fans stream service. So I think that's pretty cool. All right, so we got about 30 people watching on Twitter and like 20 on YouTube. I feel like that's the most I've ever had on YouTube. So welcome everybody. So I don't know how much content on my YouTube you guys have watched. There's not a lot of it. I rarely upload. These streams are kind of just going to be a way for us to just hang out and chat, and so people can actually ask me questions and see what I think on things without it getting lost in translation on Twitter, as it so often unfortunately does. And so I wanted to talk about something that I think is important, that is going to be entertaining to talk about, I feel like, and I'd love to see what you guys think about it too. So political activism, I think we'll do a Q&A towards the end of the stream. So if you have any questions that aren't on that topic, just wait till the end of the stream. Or if you're dipping out of the stream and you really have a question you want to ask me, just say, hey, I'm leaving, but I have this question, and I'll try to answer it in the middle of the topic. So this is just off the cuff. I don't have anything written down. These are just my thoughts on this topic. So why I left political activism. So you all probably need a little bit of background to know how I got into political activism, to know why I left political activism. Not that those things are related. I didn't leave political activism for any experience with any organization that I didn't like or anything like that. It was just a personal choice that I made for a pretty specific reason, and it's something that I think affects a lot of other people too who get into that during college. So I got into political activism because I was in college, and a friend, well, I don't want to say friend, a Facebook friend, which, as we all know, doesn't really mean they're your friend. So I'll say acquaintance on Facebook that I had known her family since middle school, messaged me on Facebook randomly one day in, let's see, probably end of 2014, I want to say. beginning of 2015. It was probably August of 2015, I'll estimate. And she reached out to me in Messenger on Facebook, and she asked me if I had ever heard of Ron Paul. Now, you guys know I'm libertarian, I'm ANCAP, and you're probably thinking, well, of course you'd heard of Ron Paul, right? No, I'd never heard of Ron Paul. I was never involved with politics. I was completely politically apathetic when this girl reached out to me in Facebook Messenger and asked me who Ron Paul was. And she was surprised, but, you know, she kind of went into her whole spiel. She said, I work for Young Americans for Liberty. Now, if you guys aren't familiar, Young Americans for Liberty is one of those student organizations like TPUSA or something like that, but they started out of Students for Ron Paul is what they started out as, and in 2012, and they eventually transitioned into Young Americans for Liberty, which is just a general informational, you know, club. So she wanted me to become chapter president at the college that I was going to of Young Americans for Liberty, and I said, I don't know anything about politics. And when I say I didn't know anything, I mean the first time I would have been able to vote would have been in 2012, but I didn't know who Ron Paul was. I thought Mitt Romney was a creep, and I just really wasn't paying attention to Obama. I didn't care. Students would walk around in 2012 and ask me if I wanted to vote, and I'd be like, no, I'm good. Don't really care, don't really know anything about the candidates. Feels wrong to vote if you don't know what you're talking about. So no thanks. Had no idea what was going on. So I'm thinking, why is this chick reaching out to me if, you know, she wants me to run this political club? Because I'm thinking, you know, I don't know anything. How am I going to do that? And at the time, I was a religion major in college. I thought what I wanted to do was go to college to teach religion with an emphasis on world religions. I've always been really interested in cultural anthropology. I took some archaeological classes in college and did some actual digs for archaeology. I've always been interested in other cultures and things like that, just learning about the history of them. But what the hell did that have to do with politics? That didn't make sense to me. Why is this chick reaching out to me? So she wanted me to be a chapter president, and she wanted to meet for coffee. So I said yes, because I figured, I haven't seen this girl in a while. I know her family. She's reaching out to me. Maybe, she's got a quota or something she's got to meet. So I'll just go talk to her at the coffee shop. Can't hurt anything, right? So this is in 2015. And we went out for coffee, and she convinced me, obviously, to start a chapter of Young Americans for Liberty. And she said, you don't have to be a political science major to be involved in politics. She even framed it as it's good for people of all majors or whatever to get involved. So I said yes. I was, a sophomore, midway through sophomore year in college, I believe. And she convinced me, and I figured, listen, I'm super shy, I'm not involved in any clubs. Sure, I'll be chapter of Young Americans for Liberty, even though I'm terrible at organization, I'm late to everything, and it ended up being a lot of fun. I'm not gonna lie. I loved being chapter president of Young Americans for Liberty. I had a kick-ass vice president in college. Shout out to Mason if he's watching. And I met a lot of friends. I got to travel to the national convention and meet all these people that were my age that were excited about politics, and it wasn't a negative thing. And it was exciting, and everyone was super reasonable, and, don't get me wrong, the conventions included a lot of raging house parties that aren't my thing, which kind of freaked me out, but I didn't know at the time libertarians are not exactly known for their discretion when it comes to alcohol and drugs, stereotypically, because obviously I'm libertarian and I'm not interested in that, but it was a lot of fun. And I generally thought that this is awesome. I was like, I think I could do this for a long time. And I had transferred from a state university to a community college, and then I was going to transfer to a local university because I went to state university, hated it, sat in my dorm room all day and watched Law & Order SVU reruns. Don't recommend that. If you're just going to do that, just don't go to college. But I hated college. I've hated school since I started not being able to do math, which was like algebra, so 6th grade, 5th, 6th grade maybe. So it was something that genuinely got me through a really tough time in college. And it made me feel like I was making a difference. And I feel like, at the risk of pissing people off, but when have I ever worried about that? I feel like women are a lot more susceptible to that kind of thing in college because you're like, I just want to, my husband still makes fun of me for this. He's like, yeah, you just wanted to do something and like make a difference. And like, I thought that was going to be the thing that made the difference. And keep in mind, like, I've read nothing at this point. I'm just going around passing out pamphlets and, tabling and clipboarding and getting signatures to do free speech events on my campus and all that kind of stuff. And I was enjoying it, genuinely. But then I dug a little deeper into it. And I started to get really frustrated because when you go from being someone who is completely politically ignorant and apathetic to being heavily involved, going to conventions across the country for this organization. Now, I want to make it clear, I had a fantastic time with Young Americans for Liberty. I don't know how it is now, I can't speak to that, but at the time, from 2014 to like the end, like the election of 2016, I was having a blast. Like, it was great. I don't know if I'd recommend it to people now because I don't know how it is, but I had a great time. And I met some people that I genuinely are my best friends now and that have helped me through a lot. So don't get me wrong on that. But I started to get really black-pilled because the more I got into politics and political activism, the more it just seemed to me that, one, this was just a resume builder for people. This was, it was just students who, if they organize a chapter of something, they could just slap it on their resume. And I just felt like, one, not everybody cared as much as I did. And I was digging into stuff and finding more information and trying to host cool meetings where we would talk about, philosophy and and current events and what was going on. And I even invited everybody to meetings. I didn't just try to seek out libertarian leaning or minded people. I said, if you're a socialist, we had a Bernie bro as a member of our chapter for the longest time, and he was a cool dude. It was fine. We had awesome discussions. Oh, somebody said it's cutting out. Can you guys hear me okay? Let me know. Give me some thumbs up if everybody else can hear me. Somebody said, oh, he said it's fine now. Okay. Anyways, I started to get black-pilled. I felt like people didn't care. People were just using this as resume builders. Shocker, little baby Mac finds out that politics is just resume builders and lining people's pockets. But, you got to understand where I was coming from. I'm sure everybody watching this is like, yeah, you idiot. And even me now, looking at for me, is like, yeah, you idiot. But I didn't know that. I got in and was excited, and I felt like I had something to do, and I was making a difference, and I was converting people. I was having great conversations. Yeah, Rob in the YouTube chat said it killed your idealism. Yeah, I like went from being like, I also, you have to understand, so this is like, I'm 26 right now. This was me from like 19 to 22, I want to say. I was really active with political activism. Maybe 22, 23. Listen, I was in college for a long time. Way longer than I should have been. If right now you're in college, you hate it, and you're not fulfilling anything, and you feel like it's pointless, it is. Don't do it. But I was also growing up through this a little bit, though. So not to say that I'm like fully grown up now. I mean, I like to think I am, but you know, sometimes it slips. But you know, 19 to 22, 23, you do tend to be more idealistic. You haven't experienced a lot of stuff yet. And I'm not saying it was a bad thing that I was idealistic. I think everybody goes through that phase. But that's a great word for it. Very much. I had this ideal, and I was like, I'm going to change the world with my political activism and rolling around my damn beach ball around these campuses. And then I was like, down at a campus in my state, and it was a very tech-focused campus. Let's just say the phrase about the campus there is that there's two types of women on that campus. They're either as cold as refrigerators or they're shaped like one. That's the kind of campus that is. And I encountered this girl. We were clipboarding, walking around with a piece of paper and a clipboard, petitioning because the school had speech codes, and in my state, that's not allowed on a public government-funded campus. You can't have restricted speech. You go by the Constitution. So we were clipboarding, and I walk up to this girl, and I'm not gonna lie, she was stereotypical blue hair, you know, the works. And I said, hey, do you want to sign our petition? I remember this because it was like the first time I experienced someone that just flat out was nasty to me. Like straight up, you know, it was bad. I was like, do you want to sign our petition? And she asked me what it was for. And I said, it's a free speech petition. We're trying to reform stuff on college campuses. And her first question to me was, well, what kind of speech? And it was at that moment that it was like an office moment. I look at the camera and I'm like, oh, I'm in trouble. And I told her, you know, all speech unless it's, you know, directly threatening someone, you know. At this point I was like more like paleocon, like the Constitution is the best thing ever and everybody should go by it, you know. That's me at this point. So I'm just explaining it to her, and she looks at me dead in the face, and I'm with this like guy younger than me who I'm training to clipboard, right? And she goes, no thanks, I'm a communist. And I'm sure I paused for a few seconds. And I looked at her and I was like, okay, have a good one. And we walked away. And I'm like literally shaking. I'm like so shook that this girl just proudly, like she didn't even say I'm a democratic socialist or something like that. I just walked up to this girl and told her I'm campaigning for free speech. And she was just like, no thanks, I'm a communist. And I'd like to think she was joking, but I really don't think she was, because she seemed very offended that I would even insinuate that she would want to sign a petition for free speech. So that's just an example of like one of the things that I just started to realize, like none of these people care, man. Like none of these people, it just seems so pointless to me. And that just snowballed and snowballed, and I just got to a point where not only were the people, now listen, I was definitely having some amazing conversations with people. Like I said, I made a lot of my friends in the movement for liberty, whatever. And, you know, I'm happy for that. And for that reason, I'm very glad I was involved in political activism. It also shook me from apathy, but it also shook me from idealism. So that's good. But if you stay in it too long, and I genuinely feel like this is something that happens to a lot of my friends, especially my friends that move to DC to do internships for these companies. They go up to DC and they're, I'm going to make a difference. I'm doing an internship at this political organization. We're helping people by messaging them on Facebook and, talking to them in person on these college campuses. But the longer you're involved in it, the more nastiness, like genuine, like the core of how nasty humans can be. Because I personally think that people have the capacity to be really good, and people have the capacity to be really fucking evil. And I was seeing the evil. I really was. And now seeing what's going on, I'm glad I got the hell out of there as quick as I could. So I'm experiencing these nasty people, but I'm still involved. I'm like hanging on to my idealism. I'm like, okay, yeah, there's nasty people, but like maybe I can change them. It's like a girl with, an abusive boyfriend or something. Like, I can change them. No, you can't. You can't change the nature of how nasty politics is. Politics doesn't work. It's basically what I'm here to tell you. It doesn't work. And then I got doxxed. I was hanging on to that idealism. I was like, I can change these people. I can, I can do it. Like, it's fine. Yeah, there's nasty people and not everybody's going to listen to me. But, enough people will listen that I'm just going to keep doing it. Surely I'll make enough of a difference that finally I'll just unblackpill myself and I'll be fine again. Like, I'll just keep chugging. But, I started doing these, I graduated from chapter president to state chair. And as state chair, I'm in charge of a whole state. You travel around and go to college campuses. And I was loving doing that. I wasn't doing any other part of my job because I was so unmotivated to do the paperwork, the logging of things. I was really bad at my job. Like, my supervisor, like, if he ever watches this, I'm sorry. Like, I was very genuinely bad at my job because it was starting to slip. The mask at the facade was starting to slip for me, and I was realizing that it wasn't working and I wasn't actually making a difference. And I was rolling around these free speech balls on college campuses. I mean, like, these things are 6 feet tall. I posted a picture of myself chasing after one on Twitter earlier this week. And I started vlogging on this YouTube channel. The videos aren't up anymore because I stopped doing that, and this channel's different for a different purpose now, so I deleted those videos. But I started vlogging. I had 4 or 5 videos of myself being like, hey, I'm at this campus today. This is what we're doing. I would post videos of us blowing up the free speech balls, post videos of us talking to students, and students, signing the beach ball and stuff like that. And I made my Mac and Liberty Facebook page. It had like a couple hundred likes. I was making it big, man. And then somebody found my page on Facebook. It's a public Facebook page. Anybody can see it. But a communist educators page found my Facebook. And they commented on like 7 of my posts. And I said, no, I'm not dealing with that. So I banned them from the page. And then they came back with another account. And then they said, so much for private property or something like that. And I was like, this is my page. I own it. But thanks. It's not a relevant point. And then they got pissed off. And the person who owned that page, who I know who did it, because I know people, and those people found out, they doxed me. They commented my address on a bunch of my posts, and they said, people should know where fascists sleep. And it was my address, and I was living with my parents at this point, and I was horrified, because I'm like, it's one thing if it's me, but like, it's my parents, dude. Like, that's my family. and I had to tell my dad, and my parents were already so freaked out that I was even participating in any of this. They were genuinely glad that I found something that I was happy to do, don't get me wrong, but they were worried, and I was traveling around all these campuses, and now something happened that proved them right. This guy doxed me and my freaking family and said that he was coming to get me. So I told my dad. We looked into it. The guy got a little bit of a phone call, not by my dad, by somebody else. And I know who he was. He was a grown-ass man in his 40s. And he claimed to know nothing about it. And then after he got a call, he got on a different account and messaged the page and said, "You told someone something, didn't you? Something." And I just ignored it. And this was in 2016. And I haven't heard from this person since, because I think it scared the shit out of him that I know people too, bud. So, yeah. So, after I got doxxed, that was like, it was it for me. And it's not because I was scared, because obviously I'm bigger. Keep in mind, at the time that I got doxxed, I had a couple hundred likes on my Facebook page, which is now at like 5,000, almost 6,000 something. And I had maybe 2,000 followers on Twitter at that point. I'm still a nobody, don't get me wrong, but I was really a nobody, like under the radar. Nobody knew who I was. I didn't know any famous people in the Liberty movement. I didn't know anybody else on the internet that's big that retweeted me all the time. I didn't know anybody. And this guy found me and he doxed me. So it can happen to anybody. And I'd already been experiencing so much negativity and so much resume padding and people that didn't really care. The doxing was the tipping point for me. I was like, screw this. I'm quitting activism. I hate it anyways. It's not changing anybody's mind. I need to focus on something else. And then I started looking at other libertarian content. And I started looking at other ways that I could still talk about this stuff, but feel like it wasn't so activist-y and political and nasty. And I had liberty activist in my bio on Twitter at one point. Like, how insufferable. Like, having activist or political activist in your bio is about the same as having like free thinker in your bio. If you have to say you are, you probably aren't. Just gonna go out there and say it, because I was one of those people. Not the free thinker thing. I've never been that cringe, you know. Yeah, I dress up as anime characters. That's a different story, okay? But you know, so I've never been that cringe. But I did have political or liberty activist in my Twitter bio, and I took it out. I'm like, there's got to be another way. Started looking at all this other libertarian content. Started just reading the philosophy. Screw getting out there if I don't know what the hell I'm talking about. And I still don't know what I'm talking about half the time, but I'm trying. So, and I'm actively trying to learn things now, instead of just spouting what's given to me on these pamphlets and having people sign clipboards and stuff like that. So, I started looking at other content, and I came across people like Dave Smith, the comedian, and Eric July, who's in a metal band and is a comic book nerd and stuff like that, and Tom Woods, who is a podcast and, you know, stuff like that. And I started looking at people like that, and I thought, I'm really into cosplay, because I got into cosplay, which for those of you who don't know is costuming, and I got into that in 2016, right when I started to get kind of disenfranchised with the whole idea of political activism. And people, my cosplay page was at 20,000 something at this point, way bigger platform for me. And I thought, okay, what if my focus isn't so much politics and political activism and shoving it down people's throats? What if my activism is just me doing things that I genuinely find joy in doing, hobbies that I already have, and just throwing a little bit of politics in there and trying to, make friends with people that way and change culture that way. I was like, what if I start going to these conventions and making friends with people and, changing their minds that not everybody that's libertarian or not a giant leftist socialist is a bad person. What if they just meet me and they're like, hey, this person is into what I'm into? And I have a really good friend. Her name's Sabrina. Shout out to Sabrina if you're watching. She's really into cosplay too. And she's one of the first people that I met that was reasonable. And she's definitely more left. But she saw my cosplay and I added her on Facebook and she saw that I was just, a normal person. And we got to talk about libertarianism and she found out she's way more moderate than a lot of people on the left. And we have a lot in common. And the more that I've talked to people this way, not political activism, shoving clipboards down your throat, the more results I've had. Now, obviously, if you guys follow me on Twitter, you know that I do tweet about politics, or should I say like political topics a lot, but I have toned down talking about elections and political officials and all that stuff a lot, because that used to be my focus, was elections and we gotta vote and all that stuff. And that wasn't working and it was soul draining, to be completely honest. But when I started focusing less on political activism, I started being happier, just plain and simple. And I'm not saying, certainly not saying, that everybody's gonna experience this, but I will say, and this is obviously purely anecdotal evidence, that a lot of people that I know that get involved in this reactionary bullshit, where it's, no, that side's bad, no, your side's bad, no, that side's bad, they're miserable. I was miserable. They're miserable. Not just miserable people half the time that are just resume padding, but it's absolutely miserable. And a lot of my friends have been so much happier since they got out of the activism side of things and really focused on their own lives or doing things that they generally like to do and changing people's minds that way. And then that's why when I say that I focus more on culture, that's personally what I mean when I say that on Twitter. So, that's pretty much my rant. I've been going for a little bit now. I'm gonna look through the comments, and if you guys have any questions about all that, also if you're kind of jumping in right now and you're like, what the hell's going on? This stream will be available to watch back on my YouTube channel, so no worries about that. You can go back and watch the whole story of how I got into things and why I left. So let's jump into Q&A, and any other questions you guys want to ask. It doesn't have to be about the topic tonight. I just really wanted to get that off my chest and explain it to people, because people do ask me a lot, how did I get into politics and why am I doing what I'm doing now? So hopefully this is something people can come back and reference for later. So let me look through YouTube real quick here. Oh, so people are talking about cosplay in my YouTube chat here. Just to make things clear, I don't LARP. For me, cosplay is not LARPing. A lot of people do, but I don't. Like, when I'm dressed up as a character, I'm not like, yeah, ooh, and making anime noises. That is not what I do. Wigs are cool. Costumes are cool. LARPing, not so much my thing. Not my thing. If you see me at a convention, do not, I'm going to talk to you like I'm talking right now. I'm just going to be in an anime costume, just so you know. So, just to clarify, because I feel like when I tell people that I cosplay, they picture LARPing and they're like, oh God, I don't do that. No shade to anybody that does. Not my thing. It's not what I do. Somebody said in the YouTube chat, the outfits are dope, but what's the point? I meet friends. It's cool when you're dressed up as a character and you see another character from it and you're like, dude, we like the same anime. You talk to them. It's a cool way to meet people. And I like bringing characters that people genuinely enjoy to life, like 3D. And I love when somebody comes up to me at a convention and is like, holy shit, you're cosplaying Asuka. That's from the 90s. I've never seen this. You know, people do seasonal anime. Your costume's awesome. And I'm like, yes, thank you. So, that's what I like about it. I like interacting with other fans of things that I'm a fan of. And I think that part of it is universal. It's like when you meet someone that's really into like a TV series that you really like, and you find out that they like it too, and you geek out about it, and you're like, oh, did you see this episode? Blah, 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 blah. It's kind of like that. Except at anime conventions, you're in costumes doing it, and that's kind of how you're wearing what you're a fan of. That's how I personally do it. I've said this on stream before, but I have a rule that unless it's a request from my husband or a really good friend, I don't generally dress as characters that I'm not personally a fan of or familiar with. And that's why, because a big part of it for me is meeting people that are fans of the things that I'm a fan of. And if you like to do that not in costume, that's cool. Not everybody that goes to a convention is in costume and cosplaying. But I personally like it a lot. I like to style wigs and cut wigs and wear costumes, and it's fun. So if you're not into that, that's cool. But that's why I do it. Somebody in the YouTube chat is kindly explaining the difference between LARP and cosplay. Thank you very much. Caspian, appreciate it. Colton, I did make anime noises. I'll be sure to clip that later for my cringe compilation. Somebody said, I can't believe people called you a rocker mom. So, something interesting. Somebody pointed out to me that maybe the reason, so for those of you that are jumping in and haven't seen it on my Twitter feed, the other day some guy called me an alt-right rocker mom. I guess I'm one of those things. Rocker. But I'm not a mom, and I'm definitely not alt-right. But okay, so I thought it was hilarious. Like, I'm not gonna lie. The person was being completely dead serious and really thought, like, this is who this person is. But somebody pointed out that maybe the reason why they thought I was a mom is because my cover photo on Twitter is a picture of me in a Agent Scully cosplay, and I photoshopped myself standing next to Agent Mulder, and maybe they thought that was like me, because I tucked my real hair into a bob, and that's kind of a mom haircut, and I'm standing next to Agent Mulder in my cosplay. So maybe they thought Fox Mulder was my son in real life, which, cool, I guess, but one, if that's why they thought I was a mother, I'm a little bit insulted that you didn't know who Fox Mulder was from the X-Files. But it was hilarious. So I told everyone that from now on, they have to refer to me as alt-right rocker mom. So if you see it floating around the internet that I'm alt-right, I'm definitely not. And I'm not a mom yet, so none of that is true. I wouldn't even necessarily call myself a rocker. I enjoy all types of music. 70s and 80s classic rock just happens to be my favorite. But yeah, so that's always funny. So Free Dumb, I see you. In the YouTube chat says, do you think Caitlin Bennett should get out of the activism game for her own sanity? Sounds like she's experiencing the nasty side of it right now. Here's the thing. I talk to Caitlin probably on a daily, if not multiple times a week. We're friends. I'm pretty confident in saying that we're friends. And activism takes a toll. And she's handling it way better than I would be handling it. It's up to her. It's different for everybody. Personally, she's my friend. I think she's a great person to talk to and a great person to hang out with. But I couldn't do what she's doing right now. I couldn't do it. It's not fun to be the person that everybody hates. You know, even Trump, like, people fucking hate Donald Trump. It's not fun to be that person. It might be like kind of fun for a little while and you're like, everybody doesn't like me. But when it's that many people, it's not fun. It's also not fun to be lied about. You know, have you ever been in a situation where somebody took something the wrong way, or you said something kind of off the cuff and they misunderstood what you meant, and then they spread a rumor that you said something that you didn't? Now multiply that times hundreds of thousands of people on the internet and hundreds of people in real life. That's not fun. There is no way that's fun. So it's ultimately her decision what she wants to do, and whatever she wants to do, I'm gonna support her. Do I agree with reactionary politics? Well, I just spent about 30 minutes or so talking about why I got out of political activism, and a lot of it was because of how reactionary politics tends to be. And do I talk about the left a lot? Yeah, I do. Because people on the left are the ones that dox me and threaten my life. And I do think it's good that she's exposing how violent people are getting, because it's scary. I don't like that my best friend is in, my best political friend is in physical danger because of it. It makes me really uncomfortable. But it's up to her. I don't like reactionary politics. I don't like how nasty it makes people. Even if you're just asking people questions and, trying to show how college students are, it's just not my thing. And I just feel bad that it's really come to this, because like I said, when I was involved in political activism, I hit a point after I was doxxed where I was like, screw this. I'm done with political activism. There are better things I could be doing to reach people. And people have to come to that conclusion on their own, is what I found out. I told my story tonight, hopefully letting people know that if you're soul drained right now and you're really heavily involved in talking about politics and constantly going to college campuses and going to DC for internships and blah, 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 it's not for everybody. And a lot of people that I know that have experienced it, in fact, hate it and end up wishing that they had spent their time doing something else, even though they've met a lot of great people doing it like I did. So that's that. Good question. Yeah, I mean, you know, everybody can relate, I feel like. Even if you're an idealist like I was, you see glimpses of how nasty politics and political activism can get. And unfortunately, anger and hate sell extremely well. Extremely well. Not just in politics and who you vote for. So, you know, I got to a point where I stopped focusing on political activism and negative stuff when it comes to that, and just trying to remember the friends I've made along the way, which sounds so cheesy. I'm so sorry that phrase even just left my mouth there. But generally, I just try to focus, you know, I met a lot of really good people. I made a lot of connections. I was talking to somebody the other day, and they said, oh, you know, so-and-so. And I said, oh, yeah, my friend is, you know, works for them. And somebody was like, holy shit, really? I'm like, yeah, it's like not a big deal. Like, I'm glad I've met a lot of people, and I'm glad I have a lot of connections. But as SF Scarecrow just said in the Periscope chat, people take shit too seriously. They take things too seriously, and they take themselves too seriously, which is, of course, something that I'm personally guilty of. And if you've been in the crosshairs of that, I'm really sorry. I'm really working on it. But I think getting out of politics has helped a lot. And I see people still in politics when I've drifted away from it, descending into madness because of it. And you hate to see it. You really do. So much cheese. Where is the wine? Says Irby Fun. Sorry, guys. It was going to get real tonight. This is something that obviously I'm really passionate about. I have a lot of friends involved in it. I know a lot of people involved in it. But I've also seen what it does to people. And this, please don't take this as me being like, if you're a political activist, you're a piece of shit. I mean, you might be. But, and a lot of people are. But, you know, it brings out the negative in people. It really does. Whiskey 2 in Periscope says, how do you ignore politics when your country's falling apart like Canada? Okay, two clarifying things. One, this is not me telling you to ignore politics. This is me telling you to not get so invested in politics and political activism and the guy that's the head of your country that you lose yourself. Because that's when it's dangerous. When you lose your identity and you become a part of the right, a part of the left, a part of the liberty movement, that's not good. Bad things happen. Your self-esteem will go down. You are no longer a person. Don't do that. Should you stay updated on what's going on in our country and follow current events? Absolutely. Should you vote? Debatable. I'm an ANCAP. I don't think it does shit. Am I going to tell you not to? Absolutely not. Vote your heart out. Good luck with that. Go ahead. But stay updated on current events. Keep an eye out what's going on. Absolutely. This stream is not me saying don't pay attention. It's all dumb. This stream is me saying don't lose yourself in it and don't let it become your life. That was a good question, Whiskey. Thank you. Just want to clarify, peeps. That's not what I'm saying. And yeah, I just said peeps. What are we spelling out in my chat, guys? Rob in the YouTube chat says, I will. Don't vote. Don't bother. I personally, you know, I'm an ANCAP, so I'm probably not going to vote. Did I vote in 2016? Yeah, for Gary fucking Johnson. How embarrassing. So, we've come a long way in a few years, folks, to say the least. So, hopefully no one's children are watching this stream. I did say it wasn't for children on YouTube, so. Yeah, but this is, good questions, guys, good questions. Solomonster96 in the Periscope chat is asking violent revolution versus peaceful revolution. What? Are you FBI? My opinions on it. I'm a girl. I don't like violence. I don't watch movies with lots of gore in them. I don't prefer that. Obviously. So I prefer peaceful resolutions. We'll say that. I prefer them. I'm not necessarily against the other option. Yeah, it's feds. Feds are glowing in the dark. Oh, man. Pablo Escobar Jr., nice name in the YouTube chat, says, at least you weren't a Trump supporter in 2016 like me. Boy, that's far less embarrassing. I'm actually going to go out and say, if you supported Trump in 2016 or you're still a Trump supporter, it is a lot less embarrassing than voting for Gary Johnson. For various reasons. Ray's 5 in the YouTube chat says, the first time and last time I voted was in 2016 for Gary Johnson. I was convinced I had to vote for someone. I cringe looking back. Yeah, that's basically the position I was in. I didn't like Trump. I sure as hell didn't like Hillary. So for me, Gary Johnson was like the centrist option. And God, that was stupid. I regret it. I really do. But what can you do? You can just learn from your mistakes, right? So. Tyler Barrett says, listening to Michael Malice has really white-pilled me on the topic. Nobody really wants violence. That's good. I love Michael Malice. I got to see him speak at Mises Institute when I went to the week-long summer program there. And he's hilarious. And yes, he roasted the shit out of me because I asked him a question about combining politics and cosplay, and he roasted me, and then it was fine. We talked afterwards, and he was cool. But yeah, I like Michael Malice a lot. I'm glad to hear that he's white-pilling people on the issue because he's a very smart dude. And I think people could gain a lot from listening to him. Yeah, and also Michael Malice is hilarious on Twitter. Tyler Durden asks, what is your opinion on Nick Fuentes and the Groypers? Well, folks, Nick Fuentes has blocked me on Twitter, so can't say what he's doing now. Not really up to date, but I think he's funny. He's got this clip, if I would play it if I wasn't a boomer. maybe I'll tweet it out after the stream. He has this clip where he's like, I'm sarcastic and libertarian and I'm a woman, blah, blah, blah. These people should be put in jail. And I'm like, agree. No, not really. But he says some funny stuff. Kind of strikes me as a grifter. Hopefully the Groiper Squad doesn't come after me. But I generally think he says some funny stuff. And if you treat him like he's a comedian, the dude's hilarious. Also here he's into cat girls though, allegedly. So I'm not too sure what I feel about that degeneracy. But yeah, the Groipers, Pepe's funny. I think Groiper memes are funny. The Pepe memes are funny. They've always been funny. Supposedly they're hate speech now, but they've always been funny. And by the way, they existed before Nick Fuentes. I think it's hilarious. He's just like the first person that was like, yeah, me and the Groipers. But Groiper memes and Pepe memes, obviously, Groipers existed before Nick Fuentes. So. Oh yeah, cat boys. He doesn't like cat girls, he likes cat boys. Allegedly. I don't know, I've seen some pretty incriminating photos. He allegedly likes cat boys. Oh, and for anyone wondering, Nick Fuentes, like, we don't have beef or anything. Like, obviously, he doesn't know who the hell I am. And he has me blocked, so I don't really know who he is anymore either. Nick Fuentes blocked me because he gets really mad when people call him short. And someone says, someone said on Twitter, what can I do to get Nick Fuentes to block me? And they had tagged him on Twitter, and I responded, just call him short. He gets really angry, and he blocked me. And I didn't even call him short. I just said he gets mad when people call him short. He's proven my point. I'm just saying. So yeah, but I mean, who hasn't Nick blocked on Twitter at this point? Someone said, what about Jordan Peterson? You mean, what do I think about Jordan Peterson? Huh. Well, Jordan Peterson. I'm trying to think of like how I can say this without pissing people off. I've read Jordan Peterson's book, 12 Rules for Life. I posted about it. He's too centrist for my taste, and I think he virtue signals a lot over things, and he's kind of normie. He is like the mainstream media's accepted outcast, if you get what I'm saying here. Like, they'll talk about him. And to me, like, if the mainstream media is talking about you and hasn't like silenced you or disappeared you as a person off the internet yet, you probably don't like matter in the grand scheme of things. Now, I will say that I know that he's helped a lot of people with his book and telling people to wash their balls. Okay, he actually didn't say that. But he did tell people to clean their rooms, and I think that's just something that everyone should know, but it's fine. I think he helped a lot of men in particular. I think probably men that don't have a strong male figure in their lives. And if you follow me on Twitter, you know I'm pretty outspoken about the importance of men in society, and that you guys you're a valid part of our society and you're not going to go away, and we should stop feminizing you and actually let you be men. And the fact that Jordan Peterson helped a lot of guys out of tough spots, I can't be mad at him for that. Now, is he the greatest? No. I think people that are super, super into Jordan Peterson kind of weird me out. But I don't think he's a bad guy. I don't think he's let's say this. I don't think Jordan Peterson is a net negative on this world. Do I trust him? I don't know. But I think it's kind of disgusting, people that are now that he's sick or going through his stuff, people are jumping on the bandwagon and shitting on the dude and saying, oh, I hope he dies, and like all this horrible stuff. Not about that. So it's kind of my overall feeling about it. Whiskey 2 says, I want to trust him. I'm assuming he means Jordan Peterson. This is in Periscope chat. He says, I want to trust him, but he doesn't want to take a stand on too many important issues. Yeah, I think he's kind of got his shtick and he's sticking to it. But that makes me nervous. Like anybody who you like ask a question, and if they don't say, I don't know enough about the topic to talk about it, they like won't tell you where they stand on something or give you a little bit of idea about it. I just, it rubs me the wrong way. I'm just saying, I don't know about it. Pleb of Reason in the YouTube chat is asking about the, are you familiar with the Prop OP scandal? Now, Pleb of Reason, remind me, is Prop OP that Anon account that's been tweeting about his sick wife who had a miscarriage, and now we're kind of maybe finding out that all those tweets are lies? Is that what you're referring to? Because if so, I kind of have seen glimpses of the situation, and I saw the tweets. Okay, he says yes. Yeah, I seen the tweets, and I remember thinking when this guy was sending out, presumably guy, I don't know, it could be a girl running the account. It's an Anon account, actually, so I don't know. So for those that don't know, Prop OP is this Anon account, fairly large account, I think. Pleb of Reason can correct me in the YouTube chat if I'm wrong. Recently he's been tweeting about, he tweeted out, oh, I'm so excited. A, that's what he calls his wife, supposedly, is pregnant, and we're so excited, and blah, blah, blah. And there's all these tweets. His wife has gone through so many health issues, and he tweets about all of them. And apparently she had a miscarriage, which is terrible if true. To my sympathies, you know. Miscarriages are one of those things that you hear about them, but you don't realize how common they are and how fucking horrifying they are. So if that did happen, my sympathies. But there are some rumors going around that he actually lied about a lot of that. And if that's true, well, that's pretty gross. I don't know, though. I have to say I haven't looked enough into the situation, so I don't really want to cast judgment. Let's see. Urbifon asks, are conservatives fake minarchists? Are they on the side of liberty? Your thoughts? Woo! Okay, we hit the landmine. I think there are a lot of conservatives, or at least people on Twitter that call themselves conservatives, that mean very well. But what they actually do vote for / conservative politicians, what they implement, is not liberty friendly at all. And in fact, is many times directly opposed to it. And that's unfortunate. There's some great books actually and articles regarding conservatism and, you know, how that has evolved over the years, that I can recommend to anybody. If they want to tag me on Twitter after the stream, I'm always up for recommending reading to you if you're interested in that. But it seems like you might have an opinion on it, and that's why you're asking. So Tyler Bear in the chat says, conservatism is progressivism driving the speed limit. Michael Malice. I find Michael Malice's analysis of conservatism to be accurate. I plan on reading his book about the right as soon as possible, and maybe I'll review it on my channel. I've heard it's an amazing book, and I trust his perspective. Society Reviews is asking me, do I think Roger Stone should be pardoned? Yes, I do. I think how this whole thing has gone down with Roger Stone is an absolute joke and a travesty, and should show people how corrupt and disgusting the state is. And I absolutely think Roger Stone should be pardoned. So here comes my YouTube ban. No, I'm just kidding. The New Right, yes. The New Right is the name of Michael Malice's book that he has out, and I've heard it's fantastic. You guys should check it out. I haven't checked it out yet, but I've heard nothing but good reviews, and I'm definitely going to pick it up. Dave Smith, Colton in the YouTube chat says, Dave Smith is more right-wing than most conservatives. Yeah. Yeah. Somebody in my Periscope chat said, oh, Scarecrow's asking in my Periscope chat, hey Mac, would you ever consider cosplaying as any of the female operators from the Rainbow Six Siege? I don't know. I've honestly never thought about it. I always take suggestions for cosplays, but whether I'll do them or not, you never know. I've honestly never thought about it. I don't think I would, but... Tyler, stop trying to get me banned from YouTube. Tyler Durden. I'm not trying to get banned from YouTube. Hoplu, is that how you say your name? I actually don't know how you say your name. Hoplu, I don't actually know what that is. So I can't comment on that. Pleb of Reason says, Siri from Witcher, just throwing that out there. Guys, I haven't played the Witcher game series, so I can't break my own rule. You're like the second person to suggest that to me. Isn't Siri from The Witcher kind of well endowed up top though? I mean, have you seen me? I don't know if I can pull her off. I don't know though. Like I said, I haven't played the games. I've heard they're great, but I haven't played the games, so I probably wouldn't cosplay anybody from The Witcher, because that would be breaking my rule. Colton asks, I don't know who ESO is. I don't know who that is. Oh, no, apparently Yennefer and Triss are the one. Who is Siri? I'm gonna Google it. Am I getting her confused? Is she the redheaded one? I thought there's a redheaded one. Oh, yeah, she's not... Okay. Oh, yeah, I like her hair color. That's very cool. I don't know. I might cosplay her, but I'd have to play the games to do that. Otherwise, I'd break my rule, and I don't think that's ever going to happen. Society reviews. Do you think the 19th Amendment was a mistake? I mean, yes, but it's too late. Like, all these people are like, repeal the 19th. Honey, we are way past that. It is way too late for that. We are way past that. Well, there's that. Yeah, I'm definitely closer to her body type than Trisha's body type, because good lord. Trish must be the one that I'm thinking of that's like, va-va-voom. Is she the... It's Triss, isn't it? It's not Trish. Yeah, it's Triss. Must have been a mistype. Oh yeah, Triss is the redheaded one. That's who I was thinking of. I'm thinking, no, I cannot cosplay her. Unless I get fake boobs, which that ain't happening. People that are... Someone said Lady Maria of Bloodborne is my only hope. You mean like cosplaying her? Yeah, her outfit's really cool, but I've never played that either, so... if you guys missed my last stream, I don't play video games. Very excited for Animal Crossing in a month, though. I think it's a month from today, actually. So I'm probably going to stream for about 20 more minutes, probably till 9 o'clock here. So if you have anything you wanted to ask me about or anything you wanted to chat about, let me know. Andrew in the chat said, Animal Crossing cosplay when? Probably never. I do love Animal Crossing though. Very, very unironically excited. I was not joking. I'm really excited for Animal Crossing. Someone said Skyrim, someone in Periscope said Skyrim cosplay would be cool. No lie. I also haven't played Skyrim. So, like I said, I don't play video games, guys. So. Caspian is also very excited for Animal Crossing. I'm glad to see that other people are excited for Animal Crossing. Somebody asked me if it's likely that Incapistan will come about. If so, what's the most likely way for it to come about and where? And I definitely agree with Hoplu in the chat here, who says that it would be through decentralizing politics and secession. Yes, ideally, I support secession all the way down to the individual. That's the goal. I also just have to show off my, I don't know if you guys can see. This is a Gundam, Mobile Suit Gundam glass. I got it when I was on my honeymoon in Japan. We went to the Gundam Cafe, and they gave these out for if you got an alcoholic drink. This had sake in it, I think. I forget what kind of drink it was. It was the 40th anniversary of Mobile Suit Gundam when we were in Japan. So we stopped by the Gundam Cafe, and we got these. So I just thought that was kind of cool, so I'd show it off. Someone said, "Where's the Lulbert Tears mug?" I'm actually considering getting one made just for these streams, since this is going to be a real thing now every Thursday. So, maybe I'll make myself a Lulbert Tears mug, like that's in my little chibi there, and I'll drink out of it on stream. That'd be pretty funny, I think. Someone said you lucked out in avoiding Corona-chan. Yeah, I went to Japan in mid-October of last year for almost 2 weeks. So yeah, I lucked out. I missed Corona-chan in Japan. Hopefully they're okay over there. Colton in the YouTube chat is asking me if I would ever live in Japan. No, I would never live in Japan long term. Japan was amazing. I loved visiting. Would I go back and visit again? Absolutely. There's so much to see there that I didn't get to see. We only stayed in Tokyo and explored Tokyo for like a week and a half, almost 2 weeks. But I wouldn't want to live there. It's a very different culture, and I honestly don't like the differences in our culture. I hope this doesn't offend anybody, but I feel like Japan compared to the United States, there's just something off about the culture there. It just doesn't feel as lively and boisterous, and I don't know. I can't place my finger on it, but I wouldn't want to live there. And a week and a half was like, I was ready to be home. I was homesick. I loved visiting. I enjoyed every second, and I didn't even get to see everything I wanted to see, but I was pretty homesick for America. I will say, though, that I ate Taco Bell. Yes, I went to Tokyo and I ate Taco Bell at the Tokyo Taco Bell, and they serve beer at their Taco Bells, and it's great. I know I just said, like, last night that if you drink alcohol, you're psychotic, but I will say, tacos and beer, genius combination, Japan. And the beer actually kind of tasted like Budweiser, which some of you are like, that's not pleasant, but it reminded me of America, so it was actually kind of nice. So yeah, someone said talk about the differences. So, differences between America and Japan. Things that I really enjoyed about Japan. Customer service everywhere you went. Amazing. They're so polite. Everyone there is helpful to you, even if you're a foreigner. So for context, we went for about a week and a half. Neither my husband or I speak Japanese in a conversational manner. I know how to say hi, thank you, good morning, like stupid stuff like that, but like I don't speak Japanese. A lot of people, since we stayed in Tokyo, when we went downtown, a lot of people in the shops do speak a little bit of English enough to have a little bit of conversation with you. But you don't really need it because they're so nice and it's genuinely welcoming. Like, they're very welcoming as long as you're polite and you're quiet. Like, for example, on the trains in Japan, you would think, I don't know if you've been on an American subway, but they're hell. So you would think it'd be really loud because Tokyo is so many people packed into a tiny, tiny space. And it's quiet. It's dead quiet. And I think that was actually unsettling for me. At first, it's really nice, and you're like, wow, this is so different. The streets are so quiet compared to what they should be if it was a big American city. And then you're like, this is kind of creepy. I don't know if I like this. But they're very polite. Everybody was helpful. The first day that we were there, actually, we navigated the trains really well because the train system in Japan is actually integrated into Google Maps. So if you get a Wi-Fi thing to carry around or get a SIM card to put in your phone while you're in Japan, you can actually navigate the train systems fairly easily. Like, it tells you what color and what shape the rail line is and all that that you're supposed to board. So it's really easy to navigate around. Their train system is just like, you hear about it, but you're like, like, sure, I'm sure it's great. It's amazing. And then, like, 5 days into us being there, my husband and I were like, we're on our honeymoon. We could be drinking because you take trains everywhere and you walk everywhere. Another thing, you walk everywhere. And I'm a fat American. Well, I'm not fat, but I am American, and inside I'm a fat person, and I don't walk everywhere. I take a car everywhere. There's very few cars in Japan that I saw, even in downtown Tokyo. Like, and if you see them, they're like this big. The cars are like this big. I think we might be the only couple that lost weight on our honeymoon. The first day after we'd gone downtown and walked around, we had to not go out the next day and just lay in our Airbnb because my muscles in my legs, all of them, the muscles in my legs I didn't even know I had were hurting because we did so much walking, and we're just way more walking than we're used to doing, which is great. I actually really kind of like that. It's, you walk everywhere, you know, you get outside, smell the air. I mean, the air quality isn't super great there, but it's not super bad when we were there. It was really, really, really great. Someone in Periscope is asking, what's yen like? Yeah, for anybody who doesn't know, yen is the currency over there. Yen, the conversion, once you know it, it's really easy to convert yen to dollars, so that wasn't bad. The weird thing is, they use a lot of coins. It's like kind of like reverse America, at least at the places we were at in Tokyo. Obviously, I can't speak for all of Japan. It's not, obviously there is paper money, but you're gonna have a lot of coins. And, you know, we didn't want to be the dumb Americans counting out our coins and feeling bad because, you know, we were learning the currency kind of as we went. So I have a ton of yen. Is my purse in here? I still have yen in my wallet, I think. But it wasn't bad. And another thing about Japan that I really appreciated, which, you know, it's not this way everywhere in America, but, yeah, I still have yen. I have hella yen, guys. So, like, there's tiny, tiny coins. Like this. And then, like, some of them have holes in them. It's very weird, but cool. And then, do I have any gold ones? Then there's these. I mean, the yen was fine. Once you get used to it, it was really cool. Yeah, actually, right before Japan, we went to Japan, there was a huge typhoon there that hit, and it was hitting Tokyo, and I actually reached out to our Airbnb because our Airbnb was situated between two like small rivers in Japan, about 30 minutes outside of Tokyo. And it ended up being fine. The typhoon slowed down a little bit, and it was fine. But it did rain 2 solid days while we were there, but it was our honeymoon, so like it was okay to stay inside for a couple days and just, you know, relax. Because I mean, yeah, we wanted to see things in Japan, but also we wanted to like kick back and relax. And our Airbnb was really nice, so that was fun. Caspian in the YouTube chat says, since you're a KC Chiefs fan, are you also a KC Royals fan? I'm from KC, Missouri for a good chunk of my life, so I'm a fan of both. No, the Royals piss me off because no, I don't want to get into it. But no, I'm not a Royals fan. I actually don't even pay attention to baseball, so I don't really care. Football's the only sport I watch. So, American football for anybody that's joining me from other countries here. Brand in the Periscope chat is asking, favorite dish you had when you were out there? Don't laugh at me, but, okay, I gotta go find the picture of this stuff. We had it was ramen. And I had sushi while I was there. But here's the thing. I'm not a big sushi person. So the sushi was very good. Much better than anything. I mean, I'm from the Midwest. It's not exactly, you know, the place where you go to get sushi, if you feel me. But I did love the Taco Bell. The Taco Bell was very different. Their Taco Bell was like a Qdoba or like a Chipotle. Like you like picked your meat and your sauce and the level of heat you wanted your sauce to be. It tasted different. Something about the fast food there that was kind of weird. All the fast food tasted like really fresh. And I actually have a friend that lives in Japan. He moved there because he married a Japanese woman there, and she's fantastic. They were so sweet. She does karaoke, and she's a great singer, and we went out one night and watched her sing, and it was so cool. But my favorite, their McDonald's is bomb as hell, guys. It's so much different than American McDonald's. Yes, I had a Big Mac while I was there, and chicken nuggets while I was there. Okay, I ate a lot of McDonald's while I was there. Okay, judge me. It's so fresh. And the people at the McDonald's were so nice. There was this lady that was there a couple mornings in a row because there was a McDonald's like right next to the train station, next to our Airbnb. And she was so nice. Like all the people that work at all the fast food restaurants are so sweet, and it's a totally different customer service experience in America. It's actually kind of disappointing, to be honest, because they're so much better. Everything's fresh. So back to that. We found out that the reason, from my friend, that the reason why everything fast food in Japan tastes more fresh is because everything's packed in. They actually have less storage space. I will find the picture of this ramen that was amazing. Here it is. Oh my god. What was this place called? Let's see. Okay, let me save this picture. I'll pull it up for you guys. Tell me that this is not the most... It was so good, guys. Okay, one sec. me pull it up. Okay, guys, look at this ramen. This was the most, my mouth is watering. This was so good, guys. I can't, and it was like in this little, let's see if I have more pictures. It was in this little like hole in the wall ramen bar where you like go in and you like sit down at this little bar and you can like see the guys making it. It was so cool. And we just like had, it wasn't a place like, oops. It wasn't a place we like looked up to like go see it. It was just like a place, we were hungry and we're walking by it and I get on my phone and I Google it. And I'm like, hey, this place looks pretty good and it has really good reviews on Google. It was delicious, man. It was so good. We almost went there again, but my husband was like, I can't eat ramen again, so we didn't. But like, here, look at it. Let's see. This is the ramen shop. Little, let's see. Yeah, it was just a little hole in the wall. And the guy who took our order, we prepaid beforehand, and the guy that took our order, or no, we were leaving. That's what it was. We were leaving, and my husband is very shy, especially, he was totally out of his element in a different country. So I was like, he didn't speak as much Japanese as I did. Like, I knew how to say thank you and like little phrases like that I learned before we went so that I wouldn't be the stupid, ignorant American. And the guy looked at him and said, JoJo. And my husband's like, what? My husband has a JoJo's Bizarre Adventure wallet. And the guy who was running the ramen shop was super excited. And so that was really cool. But yeah, look at this broth, guys. Oh my God. This egg, you see the egg that's in there? I don't know like what was in the center of that. Ooh, God, it was delicious, guys. It was so good. I can't even, yeah, doesn't that look like something straight out of a damn anime? Oh, it was so good. I don't know if it was the yolk that was in there or if it was something else. I don't know. It was delicious. That was my favorite thing that I ate while we were there, which I know is so stereotypical, but it was delicious. And I'm not going to lie to you. That was my favorite thing. So, so good. I would have ate it every single day if we could have, but that would not have been healthy. Yes, the broth was so rich. Ugh, so good. Yeah, so Japan was great. I wouldn't live there though. It's definitely a very different culture. Too different for me, and not in a way that I exactly like. So, no shade. Like I said, I would definitely visit again. There are things I didn't get to see that I would love to see. We were just like, we didn't get a countrywide train pass, so it wasn't quite as good. But I would definitely go back and visit again, for sure. Web dev guy's asking, have I ever been anywhere else in Asia? No, I have not. I would love to do like a tour of Asia. Not right now, because coronavirus. But I would love to visit more countries in Asia. There's a lot of archaeological sites. I'm sorry, I'm nerding out. That's like the thing I nerd out on, guys, is archaeology. There's a lot of archaeological sites I would love to see in Asia that are fantastic and gorgeous. But I have not been to anywhere else in Asia. The only other country I've been to besides Japan is Poland. And Poland is equally amazing. It's been a long time. I went to Poland in 8th grade. And we ran an English camp for kids there. And it was fantastic. We visited Warsaw and Krakow, Poland, while we were there. The food in Poland, oh my God. It was so good, guys. I still remember how delicious the food was every day in Poland. There were these ladies, these church ladies, quite literally, that would, they would get up every morning and like go to the gardens and the markets, and they would get fresh ingredients, and they would make us soups and giant meatballs and meat dishes and all kinds of stuff. Oh, it was so good. And it was all fresh. We stayed in a fairly rural area of Poland. Somewhere in Jastrzębia, I want to say. I'm so sorry if I'm butchering that for my European followers, if any of you are from Poland. But it was great. It was a great experience. It gets hot there in the summer, though, let me tell you. I also remember it was just ungodly hot. I'm trying to find another really cool picture I had of Japan. Just for like the atmosphere, because that's another thing I would really like. Someone said, Gabriel in the YouTube chat said, hold up, what can you romanticize about Brazil? Oh, you want me to romanticize Brazil? Okay, all of the best hoppy and ANCAPs are from Brazil. Like, if I meet someone that's an ANCAP from Brazil, I'm like, you're a cool dude. That's me romanticizing Brazil. I actually have a souvenir from the Olympics that were in Brazil. I forget what it's called. It's some kind of piece. It's a wrap. It's a piece of clothing, because my husband's cousin actually went to Brazil for the Olympics, and she got me a souvenir, and it's this beautiful like tapestry piece of clothing. If you don't know any ANCAPs from Brazil, you're just not based enough yet. Just kidding. Okay, sorry, I'm literally getting on my Instagram to find this picture for you guys of Japan, because straight out it shows you how peaceful. Gotta love those keyboard noises, right? Okay, fine. A souvenir, and it's this beautiful. Hey Landon, thanks for joining the YouTube chat. It's 9 o'clock, guys. Oh my God, it's already 9 o'clock. I think I'm gonna stay on for a little bit. I'll let you know when I'm gonna jump off here. Okay, let me find this picture because it's amazing. Here we go. This is a picture that I took. Let's see. The Gandalf Dead in Periscope says, hey, Brazil makes frontier with Argentina where I live. Welcome from Argentina. People are watching from Brazil. What time is it there for you guys? I forget what the time zone dynamic is. Okay. Let's see if I can find this picture for y'all. I got a new phone when we got back from Japan, and I am still not used to navigating on it. Scarecrow in the Periscope chat said, there's a dude who follows me from Brazil who loves Masato from Ava. Oh, Does that person follow me too? I feel like he does. There we go. Download. Let's see if I can get this picture up here. So cool. So a thing that I learned about Japan, they don't really have like building codes. Like, as weird as that sounds. Okay, like, look at this street, guys. Like, when you go to Japan, it's so weird. So I'm not a weeaboo. I know that like saying I'm not a weeb and dressing up as anime characters seems conflicting. But I'm not somebody that is like, I'm moving to Japan and I'm gonna live just like the Japanese people and I'm gonna speak Japanese. No, I don't speak Japanese. I don't really have an interest in learning. I just went because I like anime and like I wanted to just like see the parts of Tokyo and experience the culture, but like I'm not obsessed with it. But when you see this, this was like right around the corner from our Airbnb in Japan, and it was like gorgeous. It had just stopped raining. Everybody has like little plants and stuff, and all the houses and are shaped completely different. They don't really have building codes there, I found out. So it was gorgeous, just absolutely gorgeous, and so different from the United States, but very cool. Okay, I'm done geeking out now. Back to the chat. Colton is heading out in the YouTube chat. Thanks for hanging out, Colton. Gabriel, I'm really not a weeb. I'm really not though. Like, to me, a weeb is like someone who's like weirdly obsessed with Japanese culture and like wants to be Japanese. I don't. I just enjoy a lot of the art that they produce. And when I thought of where I wanted to go for my honeymoon, it was like go big or go home. And we went to Japan because Europe just doesn't interest me. So, Scarecrow is asking what kind of phone I have. This is a Galaxy S10. I have Android. Gandalf Dead says, here in Argentina, it's 11:02 p.m. Oh, that's not super late. At least not for me. I'm a night owl. I stay up pretty late. I'm only hopping off here because I try to have a set stream time. Ray says, thoughts on coronavirus. Specifically, would it go well with Lyme disease? Coronavirus is wild, man. One of my friends just sent me an article that they're quarantining people in California already. It's just an absolute shit show, and I'm like I might start prepping, guys, like unironically. I don't trust that, you know, they're telling us the truth, their government over there. So, yes, it's 9 o'clock here where I am. I'm in Central Time. Insane985 said, so I guess you're happy about the Super Bowl, huh? Hell yeah, go Chiefs! So excited. I like wake up every morning and I'm like, holy shit, the Chiefs won the Super Bowl. I still haven't processed it, I'm not gonna lie. I'm so excited. It's so cool. I'll tell you what, after that experience in the playoffs, you know, I was pretty down. But, you know, Patrick Mahomes, guys. Patrick Mahomes. People who, like, don't know about American football are like, what the hell are you talking about right now? But Tyler Baird says, Tyler Baird said, that was a great game. I'm a Falcons fan and still haven't quite recovered from 28-3. Oof. Yeah, I hate you. As everyone in the NFL will forever hate the Falcons and their fans. So I'm sorry. Just for that game. Oh, people in my chat are talking about the cat of Kathy Zoo. Yeah, do you guys remember, if you were here, woo. See, I need to get off here. I'm getting tired. If you guys remember a few streams ago, when I was talking about how I know shit about people that I could call them out for, but like, it's better to just let people ruin themselves. That's Kathy Zoo. Kathy is one of those people that thrives so much off of dopamine from social media that she cannot live without it. So she got banned from Twitter, for those of you who don't know, for posting porn of somebody, revenge porn, and then she got banned off of Instagram too because she was being an idiot and talking about it then and posting it on her Instagram too. So she got banned from there, and she had like hundreds of thousands of followers, and she can't take being banned off of social media. So she made another Instagram, and she only has like 1,400 followers, I think. So no one cares. Like, never forget on social media that most people who follow you don't care enough to refollow you if your Twitter gets banned. Like, I've said this before, but if my Twitter gets banned, I'll probably just go anon on Twitter and just not come back as my account because I don't care. I have a Facebook cosplay page and an Instagram to post my cosplays. If I get banned off Twitter, I'm just like, whatever. Like, I probably wouldn't come back. I'm going to be really honest with you. Oh, you find it funny that you have mutual. Scarecrow in my Periscope chat says he finds it really funny that he has mutuals that own things like body pillows and figures. What is wrong with anime figures, sir? Excuse me, do you have a problem? Do you have a problem with anime figures? Oh, I'm sorry. Hello? What is wrong with you? Why don't you like them? This is Type 95 from the game Girls Frontline. My husband will be happy that I've showed off his possession. Also, we have additionally, not all, this room will have my figures. I love how I just said I'm not a weeb and now I'm holding up like anime titty figures. Additionally, anybody that's joining the chat is going to be like, what the hell? This is Ninendroid, what are these called? Sandra Gohara from Monogatari. That's my husband's waifu, so he's got a lot of figures of her. I have more anime figures, guys. They're not in this room though. I have Miku, I have I have 3 Asuka figures, I have a Miku figure, I have, who else do I have? I have a figure of somebody else. I can't for the life of me remember it. Whiskey2 in the Periscope chat saying, I'm sorry, but she lost her mind. She's insane. I'm not disagreeing with you. Okay, fine. I'm gonna show you guys my other anime figures. I'll be right back. Alright, guys. So, I'm going to show you my anime figures. These are not my husband's. This is one of my Asuka figures. This is her yellow sundress rendition, which I quite like. Penty, yes. This is my most recent one. These are not expensive figures. These are pretty reasonably priced. I don't have a lot. I only have a few. Let's see. Sorry, we moved and I haven't unboxed my figures yet. Yes, I unboxed them. I know some people are like, oh, this is my school uniform Asuka figure. She's pretty cute. She's very dusty right now. Don't judge me. But she's very cute, I think. I have one more Asuka figure. Oh, she's still in her box too. Let's see. Oh, she's not even on her stand. I'll have to put her on her stand so you guys can see her stand. Like I said, we moved, so we haven't really like unboxed these, and they're dusty. Don't judge me. I know I'm not taking care of my waifu. It's bad, but you know, it's fine. It's whatever, right? Okay, this is my plug suit one. She's beautiful. Gotta show the booty. Look how cute she is. Come on, guys. Come on. I'm gonna get like dislikes on this video from Ray stands. I can't believe it. I have one more, and it's a Miku figure, the Vocaloid Hatsune Miku. My husband also has figures. They're all Senjougahara from Monogatari. So for the person that's asking, does your husband like curvier anime figures? No, I would say Senjo's built like about how the Asuka figures that I was just showing you, but I don't know what boxes those are in. Like I said, we still have, I don't think they're over there. We still have boxes from when we moved that we haven't unpacked yet because we're idiots and we moved last August. And then we got married in October, and then we immediately went to Japan. So, oh, her pigtails aren't on. Hang on 1 second. Oh, she's very dusty. I don't even know if I want to show you guys this one. This one's kind of embarrassing. She needs some TLC. I love how like people are like leaving the chat because we're like, what is this shit? All right, well. She's dusty, but this is my Miku figure. It's just your standard Miku figure. Nothing like super, super crazy. But yeah, those are my anime figures. I don't know how this turned into this, but there we are. We went from politics to anime figures, so you never know what you're going to get on this stream now, do we? It is a comfy stream, and I feel like showing off anime booty is comfy. So, you know. Yeah, so those are my anime figures. Like I said, my husband has a few. Most of them are Senjo. He also has a Shinobu figure from Monogatari as well. Well, it's really a Kiss Shot figure from Monogatari, but I don't know what boxes those are in, so I can't show you those tonight. If you want to see them, let me know in the comments when this is uploaded to YouTube, and because this whole stream will be uploaded to my channel, and I'll do a show off of his anime figures. If you want to see them. I don't even know if that's something you guys want to see. Gabriel said, going from calling out concerned trolls to reviewing anime figures. I love this show. Yes, that's what we do here. It's a comfy stream, guys. We just chat about whatever you guys want. So, I literally have dust on me. My poor girls. I need to dust them off. They're out of their boxes now, so it's on now. Anyways, the Gandalf Dad in Periscope says, a curious question. Do you really like to make friendships on social media? Of course you want to respect the integrity regardless on social media and in real life. So, okay, here's my opinion. Do I have a lot of great friends on social media? Yes. I don't trust any of you. I'm glad you guys like me and appreciate my content, but for me, like, you're not my friend until we shake your hand. I've met a lot of amazing people on this website, but the cardinal rule is never trust anybody on the internet. And if you haven't learned that yet, you haven't been backstabbed enough times, or not at all. So, it's my personal opinion. So if you see me be like, Twitter isn't real, I'm not trying to, like, complain about people that support me on Twitter. I appreciate all of you. Absolutely. Like, everybody that's in Periscope right now, everybody that's on YouTube, everybody that likes my Facebook page, even if they're not watching this stream live, I appreciate all of you guys, whether you agree with me on anything or not, because I like the conversation and I like talking to people with different ideas. But I don't, like, recommend making, like, best friends on the internet, because I know too many people that have been doxxed or backstabbed and stuff like that on the internet. That's the only reason. So, it's almost 9:30. We have talked about why I left politics, how I joined politics, why I left politics. We've talked about Japan. We've talked about Poland. I've showed off my anime figures. So I feel like this is a good place to end the stream. Comfy streams are every Thursday night from 7 to 9-ish p.m. Central Time. Doing it every Thursday. Every time I stream, it'll be up on my channel afterwards. So if you are just catching the end of the stream, or you only caught half of the stream, you can always watch replays of the streams there and comment down below, and I'll answer your questions in the comments of my YouTube videos too. But it's been really good talking to you guys. I'm going to pop off of here. Everybody have a good night, morning, afternoon, whatever time it is. And I will see you, now that we've been doing this for a month. I feel like we're established. So I will see you guys on the next Comfy stream. And don't forget that the people have spoken. I will now be doing a stream in cosplay once a month starting in March. I don't know what day that's going to be yet. It's probably going to be on the weekend, since I do these during the week and I know not everybody can catch them. I'm not going to be LARPing. I'm just going to be in costume, just answering questions like I am right now, but that's something that people were interested in and thought would be funny. So I am going to do that once a month starting in March. But if that's not something you're interested in, or whatever, you can always catch the Comfy stream Thursday nights. So don't forget to like this video. Go ahead and stay tuned for next time. And I hope you guys have a great night. And thank you guys for all the awesome questions tonight. I think we had awesome discussions, and you guys never cease to amaze me. So thank you for that. And I will talk to you on Twitter and next Thursday.